Today I'm taking the black cruiser, which you can see on my videos I built. I'm going to take it for a ride. This is the 250 watt geared motor. With a 12 amp hour battery pack that's inside here. So, set the camera so you guys can see. And I'm going to try to go on throttle only. You must know one thing, that it's a little bit slippery here because this area here, this village is known for sand. That village name is Sandpit. Don't sound so good in English. It's based in Hungary. But when it's so super dry surface, it does become slippery. So I have to take it easy. Farm fields surrounding. Today's not that windy. About 6 km/h winds. Last time I made a video with the M20, that was like really windy. I believe I made 3 videos. Unfortunately, then it was like really windy. Whoa, here is a little bit bumpy. This bike has no suspension, except for the seat. Has springs in it. Tires are fatter. They're not that skinny. Big bend tires I'm using. They're good because they're pretty much puncture resistant. It's like really sandy here. The problem is dry. If it was wet, it wouldn't be a problem. I'm going to try to go into the forest area now. Hopefully the roads are going to be better that way. It's more gravel mixed. I'm going to try to put camera a little bit more up high, like so. Okay, let's go for it. Yeah, here the road is much better. Still bumpy, but more compact. More like you could say mud. In this area, there's lots of Bambis actually. Sometimes during the day you get to see them. Even rabbits. Rabbits are actually pretty big size too. They're bigger than my dog. Okay, my dog is like medium sized, but still. It's good to come this way. It's fresher air. Nicer scenery. Escaping from the yards, gardens, houses. Got a little stream here going. It's not bad. Put it just a little bit higher up. Now that's the little forest area. It's not so little in kilometers. I believe it's something like 6 kilometers long. Starts all the way from there. Those are Buk Mountains. Then you can see, you can't even see the ending. It goes all the way there. Whoever likes mushrooms on after rainy days, you could pick mushrooms here. You have some poisonous mushrooms too, by 80% that you could say, if not more, are edible. Just got to know your mushrooms. I'm going to take this road. There's an inner road, but I'll rather take the outside road because it's a season for lime, and I don't want that to get on me now. So I'll just take the outskirts of the forest. I don't know how far this road takes you. Got it for hunters. Got a little platform they built for themselves because they hunt here in this region. You even get people from Austria and Germany coming here to hunt. Get groups, hunters that come hunt here. Obviously with permit only. So they hunt game, but there's always seasons for it. And when the season is there, you can't come into the forest when it starts to get dark, like 1 hour prior from that, because you could be a victim of getting shot accidentally. So you gotta avoid that. And if you do feel you're going to be getting out of the forest before the time comes, better to wear light colored clothing so they can spot you. Fluorescent vest or anything that could, like really stand out. And also they don't like it as well because then you're scaring off their hunting, So that you can understand that as well. But, you have plenty of time during the day. You don't really want to go here when it starts to get dark. Yeah, this road is pretty decent. Just going on throttle, 18 kilometers an hour. I'm going to switch it up to the higher road there. Still be better, maybe. Whoa, sorry about the shakiness there. Well, the thing is that if you just want to, just chill out, cruise, do any testing, like if you put a bicycle together yourself like this one, I had to experiment with. First I had the iMotor 3 hub motor on the front. That was very good. Now I put that to another bike, which I was using for daily commutes to go to work. And that became my daily commuter. And this bike became my wife's bike. But then we went biking together. I wanted her to have electric drive too, so that's why I found this add-on motor, which I showed in the videos that I put on customly. So it turned out pretty good. I had to experiment with it because the kit that I got was not the greatest. Put you up here, more scenery. Because the thing is that it gave you a bracket, which was a metal bracket, but very thin. It was hardened, but still thin. It was flexing a lot. And they just designed it for a basic A-frame, which got in the back wheel. And this cruiser has, I wouldn't really say it's like A-frame. It's more fancier than that. And it's hard to get it right. So it's always like twisting because of this motor. It's only 24 volts, but has a pretty amount of torque considering it's so light on voltage and everything. Here we're going to turn around. So basically, end of the day, what I want to say is that overall, it's a real good motor. Like, seriously. Only downside is it's brushed. But we take this like only when it's good weather, like today. And when we feel like going, like usually it's like within 20 kilometers a day commutes, maybe like 2 times a month. So for that it's perfect. We have this now about 2 years now with this motor, and since I was able to change the bracket to a 3mm bracket, it became a lot stronger. So it's like a fixed point. It doesn't work out, it doesn't twist the bracket. Because the problem I had was when I was twisting the bracket, the chain was loosening and trying to come off. Short chain through the 2 chain rings or wheels, but still. And I was like, well, that's not going to work. One time it even came off. We're close to the lake, which I made a video of not long ago with the other bike. And I was thinking, okay, you know, I had to get my hands like greasy, try to somehow put it on, and very slowly, like more with pedaling, to get back. So yeah. But now, since I changed the bracket, I secured it differently than what China recommended to fit this bike only. So I had to custom fabricate it. It made a big difference. It made such a difference that now, look at this bumpy road, throttle only, and I've been having this more times. Never made a video about it with this bike, and all is good. So I'm really, really happy at how it turned out, and I would recommend this kit. I think it's the cheapest way to get into a conversion if you do yourself DIY. I got the 251. It was the cheaper one, 24 volts, because I didn't really know what to expect from it. But now I could have got the 350 watt one, but that's like 36 volt, so I need a more expensive, more the volts, more expensive the battery pack. That said, I first ran these on sealed lead acid batteries. My range was almost half of what I get now with the lithium, but it was still very good, but the bike was more heavier as well. All in all, now the setup I have is very good, and it's really good for commutes. And since this bike don't have suspension, if I were to take some more air pressure out of the tires, because I now have them almost at the peak recommended by manufacturer tire pressure, if I would have now a little bit slightly less PSI, the ride would be even more comfortable. But the seat is doing an amazing job, considering the video footage is probably more shaky than my voice. At least that's what I think. Anyhow, so yeah. So if you want to get into DIY, get a bike and feel with pride. One good thing about DIYing is, like, once you build it, you could take full ownership of it. And if you know anything going wrong, you built it, you put it together, you will exactly know where to pinpoint the problems. And you don't have to take it to anybody to get it fixed, because you are the creator. Okay, it's a kit, it's true. You didn't manufacture those parts, but you did assemble them in a way to make it work. And if anything between those parts gets faulty or breaks down or loosens, you'll be the first one to know why, or figure out why, and resolve it. And that's the beauty about it. More people make themselves more reliable they could be for themselves. And that just makes sense in so much ways that you don't have to rely on people to always give you a guide, or service shops. Some service shops will see this DIY build. They'll say, you know what, I'm not touching that. Like, I didn't put that together. How could I touch that? How could I charge him for fixing it when maybe I have to like redo everything the guy made to make it more reliable? And then that DIY is not going to be such a DIY. It's going to be somebody getting involved, which means that you are going to be not so happy when you have to pay the bill at the end. But this way, yeah, you could pay the bill and then do everything yourself. It comes to maintenance or just fixing flaws that didn't come together as expected, like with me with this. But at the end of the day, my results came together. 3 attempts. I was still focused on the bracket before. 3 attempts and trying to make that work, and then realized, yeah, just give up on it. It ain't working. And since it's not working, then why force it, you know? So here I had to slow down because of the sand. So anyways, if you like this type of content, you know, just feel free to subscribe it so you could follow up. I know there's plenty of channels out there, but you know, every channel is unique in its own way. And since this is a free environment of posting and uploading and commenting in nice ways, not rude ways, then you know, it's nothing to lose at the end of the day. So here we're gonna stop, go venture back. But thank you for joining in on my tour. Until next time, take care.